Hollywood, a name synonymous with glitz, glamour, and dreams. But beneath the dazzling facade, a darkness lurked, a shadow that stalked the streets, preying on the innocent. Michael Gargiulo, a seemingly ordinary man, harbored a sinister secret. He was a wolf in sheep's clothing, a predator who moved among the unsuspecting, his true nature concealed behind a charming smile. This is the story of the Hollywood Ripper, a man whose depravity shocked a nation. It's a chilling tale of violence and terror, a stark reminder that evil can lurk in the most unexpected places. This is a journey into the dark heart of a killer, a deep dive into the psyche of a man driven by a thirst for blood. Michael Gargiulo's early life was seemingly unremarkable. Born in 1975, he grew up in a middle-class family in Glenview, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago. On the surface, he appeared to be a normal child, blending seamlessly into the tapestry of suburban life. He attended school, played sports, and had a close circle of friends. There were no outward signs of the darkness that festered within him, no hints of the monster he would become. However, beneath the veneer of normalcy, cracks began to appear. Gargiulo developed a fascination with violence, a morbid curiosity that grew with each passing year. He spent hours poring over crime novels, his mind captivated by tales of murder and mayhem. He became increasingly introverted, withdrawing from the world around him, his thoughts consumed by dark fantasies. At the age of 17, a pivotal moment occurred that would forever alter the course of Gargiulo's life. His younger sister's friend, Tricia Pacaccio, was brutally murdered just steps from their home. The crime sent shockwaves through the community, leaving residents reeling in fear and disbelief. Gargiulo, however, seemed strangely unaffected by the tragedy, his detached demeanor raising suspicions among those who knew him best. Although never officially charged, Gargiulo became a person of interest in the Pacaccio case. The seeds of suspicion were sown, and the shadow of that unsolved murder would forever hang over him. This marked the beginning of his descent into darkness, a turning point that set him on a path of violence and destruction. In 1993, at the age of 18, Gargiulo committed his first known murder. The victim was his 18-year-old neighbor, Tricia Pacaccio. The crime was brutal, a frenzied attack fueled by a rage that had been simmering for years. Pacaccio was stabbed multiple times, her life brutally extinguished just steps from the safety of her own home. The community was gripped by fear as the realization dawned that a killer walked among them. For Tricia's family, the pain was unimaginable. Their daughter, their sister, was gone, stolen from them in a senseless act of violence. The grief was all-consuming, a heavy cloak that threatened to suffocate them. They grappled with the question of why, searching for answers that seemed forever out of reach. Despite the brutality of the crime, the investigation into Pacaccio's murder stalled. Evidence was scarce, and leads quickly ran cold. Gargiulo, despite being a person of interest, remained free, the shadow of suspicion following him like a malevolent specter. The lack of closure deepened the family's wounds, the pain of their loss compounded by the frustration of unanswered questions. The murder of Tricia Pacaccio marked a chilling turning point in Gargiulo's life. It was his first taste of blood, the unleashing of a darkness that would consume him for years to come. This act of violence set in motion a chain of events that would leave a trail of devastation across 2 states, forever linking him to the title, the Hollywood Ripper. Years passed, and Michael Gargiulo seemingly disappeared into the anonymity of everyday life. He moved to Los Angeles, seeking to escape the whispers and suspicions that haunted him in Illinois. He adopted a new persona, blending into the vibrant tapestry of Hollywood, his dark past a carefully guarded secret. But the monster within him lay dormant, waiting for the opportune moment to strike again. In 2001, terror returned to the streets of Los Angeles. Ashley Ellerin, a 22-year-old fashion design student, was found brutally murdered in her Hollywood bungalow. The crime scene was horrific, a testament to the killer's savage rage. Ellerin had been stabbed multiple times, her body left in a pool of blood. The brutality of the attack sent shockwaves through the community, shattering the illusion of safety in the heart of Hollywood. Ashley Ellerin was on the cusp of a promising career, her life filled with dreams and aspirations. Her murder was a stark reminder of the fragility of life, the cruel randomness of fate. For her family, the pain was immeasurable, a gaping wound that refused to heal. They struggled to come to terms with her loss, their lives forever shattered by the senseless act of violence that had taken her from them. The investigation into Ellerin's murder was initially hampered by a lack of leads. The killer had vanished into the night, leaving behind a trail of blood and unanswered questions. Detectives worked tirelessly, determined to bring the perpetrator to justice. But the case remained unsolved, the killer's identity a mystery. As the years passed, the memory of Ashley Ellerin's murder faded from public consciousness, but the killer remained at large. The shadow of fear continued to linger, a constant reminder that a predator lurked in the shadows. Then, in 2005, terror struck again. Maria Bruno, a 32-year-old mother of four, was found brutally murdered in her El Monte apartment. The crime scene bore a chilling resemblance to the Ellerin murder, the brutality of the attack sending shockwaves through the community. The similarities between the two murders were undeniable. Both victims were young women, both were stabbed multiple times, and both crimes were characterized by a level of violence that suggested a deep-seated rage. The media, sensing a pattern, dubbed the killer the Hollywood Ripper, a moniker that reflected the brutality of his crimes and the fear he instilled in the hearts of residents. Maria Bruno's murder left her family devastated. Her children were left without a mother, their lives forever altered by the tragedy. The community rallied around them, offering support and comfort, but the pain of their loss was immeasurable. The senselessness of the crime only deepened their grief, the unanswered questions adding to their torment. The investigation into the Bruno murder intensified, fueled by the growing fear that a serial killer was on the loose. Detectives pored over evidence, desperate for a breakthrough. They knew that time was of the essence, that the killer would strike again if they didn't stop him. The pressure mounted, the weight of the city's safety resting on their shoulders. In 2008, the Hollywood Ripper's reign of terror was finally brought to an end. Michelle Murphy, a young woman living in Santa Monica, survived a brutal attack by a man who broke into her apartment in the middle of the night. The assailant stabbed her repeatedly, leaving her for dead. But Murphy fought back, her fierce determination and will to live proving stronger than the killer's intent. Murphy's survival was nothing short of a miracle. She managed to escape her attacker and alert the authorities, providing a crucial break in the case. Her detailed description of the assailant and the attack itself provided detectives with valuable information, breathing new life into the investigation. Murphy's survival was a testament to the strength of the human spirit, her resilience a beacon of hope in the face of unimaginable horror. Her courage in fighting back against her attacker not only saved her own life, but also played a pivotal role in bringing an end to the Hollywood Ripper's reign of terror. With a renewed sense of urgency, detectives focused their efforts on identifying the man who had attacked Murphy. The pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, and the net closed in on the suspect. The investigation was about to take a dramatic turn, leading to the unmasking of the man who had terrorized Los Angeles for years. Following Michelle Murphy's attack, detectives worked tirelessly to track down her assailant. They analyzed DNA evidence collected at the crime scene, comparing it to existing databases. The results were startling. The DNA matched a sample taken from Michael Gargiulo, the man suspected in the murder of Tricia Pacaccio years earlier in Illinois. The connection sent shockwaves through the investigation, linking Gargiulo to a string of violent crimes spanning over a decade in 2 states. The discovery of the DNA match was a major breakthrough, providing concrete evidence linking Gargiulo to the Hollywood Ripper crimes. Detectives intensified their surveillance of Gargiulo, carefully piecing together his movements and activities. They uncovered a pattern of behavior that was both chilling and revealing, confirming their suspicions that they were dealing with a serial predator. As the investigation progressed, detectives uncovered a wealth of incriminating evidence. They discovered that Gargiulo lived in close proximity to each of his victims, a chilling detail that underscored his predatory nature. They also uncovered a trove of personal belongings, including knives and other weapons, that further implicated him in the crimes. With a mountain of evidence against him, Gargiulo was arrested and charged with the murders of Ashley Ellerin and Maria Bruno, as well as the attempted murder of Michelle Murphy. The news of his arrest brought a sense of relief to the community, lifting the shadow of fear that had hung over Los Angeles for years. But the fight for justice was far from over. As Michael Gargiulo awaited trial, the world sought to understand the motivations behind his horrific crimes. What drove this seemingly ordinary man to commit such acts of brutality? Experts in criminal psychology and forensic psychiatry delved into his past, searching for clues in his upbringing, his personality, and his psyche. Experts theorized that Gargiulo's fascination with violence, evident from his youth, coupled with a deep-seated need for control and power, fueled his descent into darkness. They suggested that he derived a perverse sense of satisfaction from inflicting pain and terror, his crimes a manifestation of his twisted desires. Gargiulo's trial was a media spectacle, captivating the nation with its lurid details and shocking revelations. Prosecutors presented a compelling case, laying out the evidence against him with meticulous precision. They painted a portrait of a cold and calculating killer, a man who stalked his victims and meticulously planned his attacks. The defense, however, argued that Gargiulo suffered from a mental illness that rendered him incapable of understanding the nature of his actions. They sought to portray him as a victim of his own troubled mind, a man driven by forces beyond his control. The battle lines were drawn, the courtroom transformed into a battleground for the truth. After a lengthy and emotionally charged trial, the jury reached a verdict. Michael Gargiulo was found guilty of all charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted murder. The verdict brought a sense of closure to the families of the victims, a long-awaited measure of justice for the lives that had been brutally cut short. The judge, acknowledging the gravity of Gargiulo's crimes, sentenced him to death. The sentence, while severe, reflected the heinous nature of his actions and the lasting impact on the victims' families and the community. Gargiulo, however, remained defiant, maintaining his innocence throughout the trial and sentencing. The guilty verdict and subsequent sentencing marked the end of a long and arduous journey for the families of the victims. While the pain of their loss would never fully subside, the knowledge that the man responsible for their suffering had been brought to justice provided a measure of solace. The Hollywood Ripper case served as a chilling reminder that evil can lurk in the most unexpected places. It shattered the illusion of safety in a city known for its glamour and allure, exposing the dark underbelly of a society grappling with the complexities of human nature. The scars left by Michael Gargiulo's crimes run deep, etching themselves into the hearts of the victims' families and the collective consciousness of a community forever changed by his actions. The families of Ashley Ellerin, Maria Bruno, and Tricia Pacaccio continue to grieve the loss of their loved ones, their lives forever marked by the tragedy that befell them. The impact of Gargiulo's crimes extends beyond the immediate families of his victims. The community, once shaken by fear and uncertainty, now grapples with the legacy of his violence. The memories of his crimes linger, a haunting reminder of the fragility of life and the ever-present potential for darkness to encroach upon the ordinary. Michelle Murphy, the sole survivor of Gargiulo's attacks, carries the physical and emotional scars of her encounter with the Hollywood Ripper. Her survival is a testament to the strength of the human spirit, her resilience a beacon of hope in the face of unimaginable horror. Yet the trauma of that night continues to shape her life, a constant reminder of the fragility of safety and the enduring power of fear. The Hollywood Ripper case stands as a stark reminder that violence can shatter lives, leaving behind a trail of devastation that reverberates through families, communities, and generations. It underscores the enduring power of trauma, the lasting impact of fear, and the long road to healing in the aftermath of tragedy. Despite the darkness and despair that pervade the story of the Hollywood Ripper, a glimmer of hope emerges from the resilience of the human spirit. The families of the victims, though forever marked by their loss, have found strength in their shared grief, their bond a testament to the enduring power of love and compassion. Michelle Murphy, the survivor of Gargiulo's brutal attack, has transformed her personal tragedy into a platform for advocacy, using her voice to raise awareness about violence against women and to inspire others to fight for their own survival. Her courage and determination stand as a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of the human spirit to overcome adversity. The community, once gripped by fear, has come together to support the victims' families and to work towards preventing future tragedies. The Hollywood Ripper case has served as a catalyst for change, prompting a renewed focus on public safety and a commitment to creating a more just and compassionate society. The story of the Hollywood Ripper is a chilling reminder of the capacity for human cruelty, but it is also a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. It is a story of loss and grief, but also of courage, resilience, and the enduring power of hope in the face of adversity.